Ramon, what's in the box? You dig in there and tell me what's in the box.
Let's talk about military training back in high school, which is equivalent to grade 9, grade 10.
No, yeah, nine and 10. Yeah, 9 and 10.
Wait,
10, ninth and 10th
because
grade. Yep.
yeah, because back in the Philippines, I know we had this sort of military training where they teach us how to, you know, hold the wooden rifle, right?
It's
I know
not
it's not a real rifle, but they
it's
teach
not
us how
just
to.
it's not just that. Like you're oversimplifying. It's not just they teach us to hold a wooden rifle. No, it's ROTC based, and it's basically a class. That's what it is. I don't know if you realize that it's another course that we take that we are required to undergo for our junior and senior year, right? And
Mm,
not if you look at the history of the high schools in the Philippines, especially in Tarlac, which is where we're from, not all the high
hmm.
schools had that program. I believe CC does not have that. Did not have that. And
Really? I
Catholic high
think they do
school,
too.
do they? I'm not sure, but not basically. My point is not all of the high schools have had that thing that we do because and I'm not even sure if they do have it. I'm not sure if it's like a mandatory thing like ours
Oh,
because
yeah, because I
we were
I think
required.
they did. I'm not 100% sure.
They might have, but okay. So we'll concentrate on our experience in our high school. So
Uh,
with the exception of a couple of students, most of us were required to undergo those 2 years. And I think a couple of
hmm.
them, I think the only excuses, like real excuses, are like medical stuff. Like if you having cardiopulmonary problems, all that stuff, then you are excused.
Is that
But for
what
the
Pat
most part,
had?
yeah, he had an excuse. I don't know what it is.
I can't remember. I can't remember what he had.
Yeah, he had an excuse. That's
Maybe
what
he
he
couldn't
had.
march.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know, but yeah, our friend Patrick didn't participate on that. How was your experience overall? What
it's
did what first of all, what did you
well,
think about it, and then how was your experience?
well, looking back now, well, back then it was different. Like I thought it was just something that I had to do, and I didn't care, right? One thing that kind of made me feel weird was when your subordinates, like people younger than you, a year younger than you, or people in gray, not previous years. Couldn't find the right term for that one, but like your subordinates, when you become an officer, how people will salute and yeah, it's just like them whenever they see you on this, whenever they see you, like they would, they, they would do the that thing, their salute or something. They would tell them to, yeah, yeah, okay, carry on with your life or whatever you want to call it. I always found that to be weird, because I didn't really see myself as someone that you should, you know, stop and greet, um, just out of nowhere in the campus. Um, but I'm assuming that some people felt a little, that boost in ego whenever, their subordinates or people younger than them are giving them a salute. I don't even know if I'm using that word right.
No, you're right. Because imagine, think about it this way.
Is
Imagine
salute something that you give?
you, yeah. Imagine this. You're a 15, 16-year-old kid that doesn't have any. hasn't had any real attention in your life outside your, family or friends or
Mhm.
probably significant other, and
Mhm.
you this is just loser kid, just who's got nothing, whatever. Imagine having people look up at you and like respect you. It doesn't matter where it's coming from, whether it's forced or not.
Mhm. Mhm.
It has to feel good. It has to like this is the correct term that you're using.
Right.
It's a stroke on your ego because you're like, huh, like yeah,
Yeah, I'm the
like
shit. That's right.
I'm
Give me
yeah,
the respect I
basically
deserve.
yeah, I'm the big boss. I'm the big dog. Even though like you and I,
Mhm.
we were barely officers. We were on the low end of the spectrum. Which I want to get into that because
Mhm.
for myself, okay, just let's go ahead and just backtrack. I thought going into it back in the day, back in our junior
Mhm.
year, I was kind of intimidated. I was no not gonna lie, I was kind of like uh not afraid, but like yeah, intimidated
Mhm.
because like the physical
Mhm.
aspects of it. Because like I couldn't do no goddamn push-ups back in the day.
Mhm.
Like I was weak. So I
Right.
was like, yeah, I don't know. But they actually didn't make us do push-ups. They just made us do jumping jacks, which was weird.
Really?
They should have added push-ups then. No, I think I said I didn't know, I couldn't do it. So they just made me do jumping jacks for the most part.
Jumping jacks? They
Hmm.
probably realize that, whenever you do your push up, it's probably couldn't live. Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I had my chest muscles was like weak back in the day.
Well, that's the thing.
But
Like,
yeah,
imagine, right? Like when you're 14 or no, 15 at time, 15, 16, and you had to do all that stuff. I'm not saying that you can't be fit when you're 15, but back then, when you do that kind of stuff, you don't feel like you're 15. You feel like you're like probably 3 years older, like you're an adult. Whenever you do the marching, whenever you do you know um, trying to follow orders from your officers.
yeah,
um, I always, yeah, it's I don't know, I think it's fucked up how, again, it has something to do with people's ego too, right? How um, if you mess up, they get you to do some push-ups, or like you get some sort of a punishment. And some people take it to the extreme, and yeah, I just don't see, after a while, I don't see the point of it, us doing that. Wooden rifles, what the fuck, right? um I don't even know if the point is just trying to uh, get us to have more discipline. But I don't know. Did you ever gain a discipline from doing that? Uh,
no. The answer is no. But I disagree with you when it comes to that your assessment
mhm,
as far as just in general, just with the discipline. And I think what
mhm,
they were trying to do is they taught us it taught us like adversity and like challenges that majority of us probably haven't encountered that at that point in time in our lives. Like actually to have people like screaming at us point
mhm,
blank, or for us to actually like for people to tell us what to do, things that
mhm,
we don't want to do. Because let's be honest, like most of us, like when the parents tell us what to do, and we
mhm,
just like whatever. But like that's our first encounter of someone like physically telling us you got to do this, or if you don't do this right, this will be the punishment
mhm,
or the
mhm,
consequences to you failing.
mhm,
So I think personally I think it was a good thing. Like I feel outside the realm of sports and like martial arts and all that
mhm,
stuff, like military training, like ROTC and stuff is good for kids in general. It just teaches you good things. Of course, like what you said, there's always these like kids that are just taking it to the extreme, and some
mhm.
people get a little power hungry. That's just human nature.
Right. And that's the thing. And don't get me wrong. Like, some parts of it I enjoyed as well. Like I guess this boils down to the struggle that you go through when you do that, right? It's fun. After a while, it's fun. And I don't know if you remember the time when they called it initiation, and this is when that day when they had to, you know, um, I don't know if punishment is the word, but they will try to
It's like
give,
hazing.
yeah, give, the lower, not officers, but the subordinates, the privates, a hard time. Like it's like a full day of it. And I remember we all skipped that day and we watched our fellow privates, they
We were there. It's just that we didn't do
get
it.
beaten up. We
Hmm.
were there, we just didn't do it.
We hid
And
in that building.
we hid in
We
that
were
building.
we
Yeah,
were
we were
hiding in
just
that one
watching them.
building. What a bunch! That's a honestly, that's a disappointment. Like
It is. It is.
that's a personal. I should have went in. Like, to be honest, like
Yep.
that's just a puss move. You know,
And you know what
that's
I
what
felt
cowards.
after that?
That's what
Yeah,
crappy.
exactly. Yeah, because then
Yep,
everyone was
me
talking
too.
about their experience,
Me
and
too. Yeah.
meanwhile, we couldn't even like relate.
Yeah. No, not only that, but, like we participated for the whole year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just one last thing that we had to do, and we didn't
Mm-hmm.
even do it. Just to piggyback on that, personally, I was aspiring to be an officer, like a higher ranked officer, because all throughout the whole junior year, that's all
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing, like that I was going to be an officer. Like
Mm-hmm.
from the seniors, they're like,
Right, right.
you're gonna be in the color guard. You're gonna be the main color guard because you're the guide. The guide means, just to explain it, you're the
Mm-hmm.
tallest guy in your little platoon,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in the alpha platoon, which is like usually that's the one where they get the
Or
most
Alpha
officers.
Company, they call it a
Yeah,
company.
camp company, whatever. But I was alpha
Mm-hmm.
one, so I was the
Mm-hmm.
first one. So everybody was
Mm-hmm.
looking up to me like, yeah, you're gonna be the captain of the color guard. So
Mm-hmm.
the whole year I had that in my head that yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, like, hell yeah, like, let's get this. Fast forward to senior year,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I've had uh, I've had a tonsillectomy. They took out my tonsils.
Mm-hmm.
So I was, in a good bit of time, a couple of weeks, I was incapacitated. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
able to do anything physical. I couldn't really talk or speak
Mm-hmm.
loud. I remember this one instance where Sir Likod, which is
Mm-hmm.
our, what do you call him?
I don't know, commanding
Comandante.
officer.
Comandante. That's what I think that's what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the days, I remember this because I will never forget this in my life. They lined a couple of the tallest guys. I thought Sir Liquid was just like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know that he was actually like kind of using that as a last minute like decisions that he had to make. So who's the officers that would be this and this.
Mm-hmm.
He made us all kind of like scream out loud and give commands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was able to do it except for myself because I just had that surgery, so I couldn't really
Yeah,
speak.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah. Yell
scream,
your lungs
and
out. Yeah.
yeah, and I was just like, uh, I was like this, and I assumed that he knew about it, right? I just assumed. So, anyways, fast forward a couple. This was like a couple of days before they announced like who their officers and all that is.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of days, I was confident. I had my head held high, even though I skipped the initiation. Everybody was like telling me, "Yeah, you got this in the bag," like basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that comes that faded afternoon when they posted all the officers
Mm-hmm.
in the main building, and
Mm-hmm.
all of us, of course, all of us went there, and we all looked it up. You know how like that scene in like high
And
school
dry
when
humped
when when,
everyone.
when you look dry up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that scene where in
uh,
like it was like school scenes where everybody just looks at their name and stuff and
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
auditions. So I was there. I was looking at myself like, of course I was like the top. Like, who's this and this and this? Well, the color guard, Rap Lindo, the color guard. I'm gonna see my name, James William de Guzman. Edmund Likud. I don't remember the rest. This and this.
It's
I'm like,
Rico. Edmund Rico.
Edmund, Edmund
Rico.
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 Yeah, Edmund Rico. This guy, this other tall guy, all the tall guys.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay. So I keep scrolling down. Maybe I'm in like the one below that, like
Hmm.
one below that, but I still get to have a sword.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, an officer. It's like this, bro. My heart, my heart sank when I saw Ralph Balindong
Support
amongst
stuff.
amongst the short guys, the Jericho Lorenzos, the Ramon Reyes, S.
uh,
I don't know if I've ever told you this before.
hmm.
I don't remember what happened, to be honest. Like after that, I guess I was just like, everybody was happy, and we were just like,
Hmm.
whatever, abnoy, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Hmm.
Hakuna Matata.
Hmm.
I cried
No
at home.
fucking way.
I cried.
Oh
I
man,
was
you
no,
did that.
no,
You
no. Yeah, not just like tear. I was,
bawling like
bro.
ball
I was
crying.
just not ball cry. Like it wasn't just a tear. It was flowing. I was so
Oh
disappointed.
man.
Yeah, that was such a like my heart was broken. Like
You know
my
what?
bro.
That reminded me of. I'm gonna like take this away a little bit from PMT or military training. I think the reason why you cried is because there was an expectation and you were so close.
Mm-hmm.
You were so close. The fact that you missed it a tidbit is what hurts.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh
would
yeah.
have been better. It would have been better if they didn't line you up, that day, and you know what I mean?
Well, not yeah, just that, and all the things that were leading up to it, like they,
Hmm.
from when during the junior year when everybody was just crowning me that I would be
Hmm.
the captain of the color guard. I didn't even make the guard, much less the captain. You know, I honestly think, bro, I honestly think that
Hmm.
I would have been the captain, like
Right.
if
If
I was
you
able to do all those things.
if you
Well,
didn't go to that surgery,
yeah, if I didn't go to
yeah.
the surgery, if I just toughened it up and just screamed and had
Hmm.
my tonsils bleed for a little bit after, because I would still
Hmm.
would have been fine. It was hurting, so I couldn't
Really
talk.
yell. Yeah.
I was talking like this for like a couple of weeks. I
Oh.
couldn't speak out loud. So, anyways, that's just my
And
first my first
yeah.
real disappointment in life.